call this meeting of the Olney City Council, April 14th, 2025 to order. Please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing as the Reverend Steve Wingert says our opening prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God, thank you for a beautiful day. Thank you for springtime. Thank you for our city and citizens and our leadership. God, just be with us tonight. Grant wisdom and guidance, we ask in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Call the roll, please.
Councilwoman Eichhorst.
Present.
Councilman Iyer.
Present.
Councilwoman Fehrenbacher.
Present.
Councilman McLaughlin. Mayor Langford.
Here. First item on the agenda is a public hearing for the 25-26 fiscal budget. Is there any public comments? Any public comments on the budget? Any public comments? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Next item on the agenda is public comments and presentations. Is there any public comments in general? Any public comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to presentation of the consent agenda, which includes to approve minutes of the council meeting on March 24th and 4th, 2025. Approve and authorize payments of accounts payable April 15th, 2025. Application for permit to sell merchandise in the city park or recreation area, only downtown market, 2025. Payment request for the Main Street Storm Sewer Project. Raffle license for the Richland County Hope Incorporated. Raffle license for Claws and Paws. Raffle license for the Only Quilt Guild, and an application for permit to sell in city park or recreation area for-profit yoga classes. Any of these items need to be removed from the consent agenda? I would accept a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
motion made and seconded. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda, the presentation of ordinances resolutions. First is bid opening, sale of 502 West Chestnut Street, 207 North Saratoga Street, and 526 South Saratoga Street. Ms. Turkey?
Okay, bids were received for 2 of the 3 properties. This first one is from Vicki Newton for 526 South Saratoga.
Proposed sale of tract 3, 526 South Saratoga, pin number 11-03-132-003, bid of $1,500. Bidder Vicki L. Newton, 417 West North Avenue, Olney, Illinois.
The next one is from Ronald Holtz for 502 West Chestnut Street.
Proposed sale of 502 West Chestnut Street, Olney, Illinois, Ronald R. Holtz, 209 South Camp Avenue, apartment number 5, Olney, Illinois. Bid of $1,200. And again, there was no bid on 207 North Saratoga. Questions, comments, or motion?
I believe it would be in our interest to accept these 2 bids.
Is that a motion?
That is a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Mayor, that's the next item on the agenda too. I believe it's right.
Yes, it is. We're moving on to the next item.
We moved to 10B.
Very good. We have a motion on the floor and a second. Any further discussion? Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to designate the name of the new dog park. Dog Park Committee.
Well, first of all, it may appear to some of you that the dog park took place overnight, but we've actually been working on this since 2020. And planning or maybe dreaming of it even before that. I'd also like to thank many of the generous donations that we received so the dog park was possible. The county, the city of Olney, many businesses, individuals, a special young man, Wilder Ellison, and the proceeds of his lemonade stand. We're also planning an opening ceremony for the dog park the latter part of May, and we'll be posting the time a little later. And the reason we're here tonight is for the city's approval on our rules as well as the naming of the dog park. The naming was probably our most difficult decision that we had while we were working on the dog park. Even though the committee was small, we each had an opinion on what the name should be. We soon found out that all of our friends, relatives, neighbors, everybody else also had an idea what the name should be. It was kind of like naming your firstborn. You really don't want to tell them the name until the baby's born. We found out why people didn't like some of our choices, and after a very long deliberating on the name, it was a compromise, and it was something that someone had said. We tried to make somebody else responsible for it, and they didn't want to take that responsibility. Somebody had said one part, and we took another part of another one, and we came up with exactly what it is, who is supposed to use it, and what it's for. Canine Playground.
Good name.
That's fine, thank you.
I would accept a motion to approve the Canine Playground as the name.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is an ordinance to amend chapter 12.12 Park and Recreation Areas Generally of the City of Olney Municipal Code. City Manager and Dog Park Committee.
Anybody, okay, these rules are made actually for all of the parks in the city. They needed to be revised, and this, new dog park gave us a great opportunity to do so. So these will be posted on our website, and, they will apply to all of our parks.
Questions, comments?
We will be posting them at the park after this.
Questions, comments?
Will these be enforced by the police department, the parks department? Who's responsible for enforcing these should a need arise for enforcement?
Police
Police
department, or code enforcement. Yeah, I mean, Dallas could
Dallas.
also.
Okay, if there's I don't
Yeah.
anticipate a challenge, but just curious.
Animal control also,
And animal control, thank you.
because
I
if
don't-
you have a bite or something like that.
Well, animal control can't enforce city ordinances,
Okay.
but,
You can certainly bring it to our attention.
yeah.
Okay. Questions, comments? Questions, comments, or a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is an ordinance to amend section 6.04.020, running at large prohibited of the City of Olney Municipal Code. Mr. Berger.
This ordinance allows dogs to run at large inside the dog park only. They're prohibited from anywhere else in the city. In the dog park, they can run unleashed.
Questions, comments, or a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is ordinance to amend section 12.16.150, boat ramps, piers, platforms, boathouses, and docks of the City of Olney Municipal Code. Mr. Zuber.
Well, it's in your packet here. I think this, and I know I've circulated it prior to this evening. I think this pretty much articulates what everybody wanted.
Questions, comments?
Dallas is not here this evening.
He is aware of and
And
looked all of that over.
this is, you didn't have any feedback, Mayor, from Dallas about it.
Correct.
This should make it more clear for his consideration of what to approve and what not to approve. I hope this puts this to bed. Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to accept bids for furnishing and delivering of concrete for street patching, curb and gutter construction, and miscellaneous construction. Mr. Burford.
We recently opened the bids on supplying the concrete. The local two contractors, each submitted a bid. Low bidder was Shry Systems. They were low bidder on all seven categories. We get mixes, from number 1 to number 7, which is a different type mix for different applications. Our bids ran real close to last year. There was, basically just a few dollars less than last year.
Questions, comments, or a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Further discussion, seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to accept bids for furnishing and delivering of sand, pea gravel, crushed stone, and riprap. Mr. Parker.
Again, we received several bids, for this category. The low bidder came from Dawes for the sand. The number here, I think it's just a little bit less than last year.
I would accept a motion to approve the sand bid.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next one.
Correction, Mayor, from that, it's 40 cents more than last year.
Okay, gotcha.
Excuse me.
Very close.
So which ones are you recommending then? Just the low bid across the board?
Just a little bit.
Okay, I would accept a motion to approve the rest of those as low bid across the board.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to amend the 24-25 water plant budget for truck maintenance. Mr. Parker.
Let's, Ms. Gwen.
Oh, Ms. Gwen, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
This is just an amendment. There were 2 trucks in the water plant that needed the transmissions replaced in them. And she had some extra money and some other line items, so we're just moving it around.
Questions, comments, motion to approve.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
any further discussion? Further discussion, seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to accept quotes for the purchase of trucks, waive formal bidding procedures, and amend the 24-25 budget. Mr. Parker and Ms. Quinn.
These amendments will allow us to go forward with purchasing 6 trucks that we located, in the last few days, last week. Eagleson Automotive was one low quote price, and the other was McLean Motor Sales at Newton. That gives us 6 additional trucks, and that should put us in pretty good condition for a while.
Questions, comments, motion to approve.
These were in our budget, correct?
Some were and some weren't, had to amend the budget for them in there.
Which ones were we wanting to add? I mean, to what amount?
We had 2 in this current year's budget, one in the park department and one in the street department. And the rest of it, we're taking some money from some accounts left over to move into those line items for the rest of them. And then the one, we had a street one in the budget for next
For
year,
26.
which we will take out.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Questions, comments, motion.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
motion made and seconded. Further discussion? Further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda. Resolution to redesignate funds for road projects and close the bank account. Ms. Quinn.
Okay, at the last meeting when we was discussing the budgets, you had decided that, the money that had been set aside for Main Street resurfacing would be moved to the road project. So currently I have a CD for $968,000 and then a bank account for $39,288. And I will move both of those to the road project and close the bank account.
Questions, comments? Questions, comments, motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
motion made and second. Any further discussion? Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is an ordinance to authorize execution of, does anybody have any questions on these leases that we would like to discuss in closed session before we vote on the farm sale, or the farm leases?
We have the items that Bart had questions with that we need to discuss.
Would you prefer to discuss those in closed session?
There's no reason not to discuss it in closed session, we might as well, yeah.
Okay, we're going to move this back. We will come back and get that in a minute. Report from elected and appointed officials. Status report, Mr. Parker?
I don't have anything additional.
Okay, any questions for the city manager? RCDC report. Nothing there. Chamber of Commerce report.
A dues notices went out and the chamber social is next Thursday, RSVP by this Friday.
Okay, very good. Anything further?
No.
Okay, very good. Tourism board report, nothing there, I don't
Nothing.
think. Anybody else have anything? I would accept a motion to enter into closed session to discuss the sale or lease price of real property, acquisition of real property, appointment, employment, compensation, and performance of specific employees, and collective negotiation matters. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.